Oh, morning, 8th grade. Hopefully you had a great break time, good weekend. Time to hit the books and hit them hard. Today, boys and girls, we are going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about polynomials, which we've talked about before, but today it's something special. Under polynomials, we, ladies and gentlemen, are going to multiply them. And there couldn't be anything more exciting than multiplying a polynomial. Let's just say here's my polynomial. And that just means, it's a highfalutin word that just means you're multiplying something by terms. The easiest example you've already done, something like this. If I had 3x times x plus 4, this is really an example of multiplying polynomials. It's just a distributive property here. 3x times x is 3x squared, and 3x times 4 is 12x, and bam, you're done with that. Now, what is going to make this more difficult is we're going to have some tougher polynomials. For example, if I have 3x plus 2, and I am going to multiply that by x minus 3. And the basic rule of thumb, and we'll talk a little bit, we'll do something different in a touch here. That's kind of a whatever thing there. The basic rule of thumb is this. When you multiply polynomials, basically you have to remember this. You need to multiply every term of the first polynomial by every term of the second polynomial. Okay, multiply every term of the first one by every term of the second polynomial, which means this. This first term of the first polynomial is going to get multiplied by both of these terms of the second polynomial. And not only that, but you also then have to go and multiply the second term of that first polynomial by both of those terms of the second one. So it's a lot of distributive property. And let's just do that. Let's just do this first thing. So 3x times x is going to give me 3x squared. That's this times this. Now this first one times the second one, if it's a 3x, and be careful with this, this is a minus 3. 3x times a negative 3 is a negative 9x. So that's my first part. Now I have to multiply everything by this plus 2. Positive 2 times x is plus 2x. And then positive 2 times a negative 3 is a negative 6. And then obviously sometimes in order to simplify this, after you finish this, you may be able to combine like terms, in which case you have this. The negative 9x and the plus 2x can combine, so you still have that 3x squared to begin with, but you end up with a negative 7x, and that was a minus 6 over there. So this would be that. Something a little bit more complicated, because you are 8th grade and you can handle complicated sort of things now. Let's go with a really big, goofy one. Let's say I have 4x minus 2, and I am multiplying that by a trinomial, 2x squared minus 3x plus 6. Again, remember the fundamental rule, and that is that you have to multiply this 4x times all three of those. And you also have to then multiply this minus 2 by all three of those. And if it would help you, maybe you'd want to write this out so you make sure you do it all. In other words, you have to multiply the 4x times that 2x squared minus 3x plus 6. And then to that, oops, I guess that's a minus 2. That's what I should put down there. Okay, this was my 4x times all three of those. And then I also have to do the minus 2 times those same exact terms in that trinomial distributive property. If that helps you to organize it that way, maybe that would work. So what happens here? 4x times 2x squared is 8x to the third. 4x times minus 3x is a minus 12x squared. 4x times 6 is 24x. This whole part's done. Now I do my minus 2 times those. Minus 2 times that is a negative 4x squared, these two. Minus 2 times a minus 3x is plus 6x. And a minus 2 times a plus 6 is minus 12. Those are the 6 terms I get. Can I combine them? Aiden, can I combine that? Sure I can. There's a few things I can combine. 8x, there's no other x cubed, so 8x cubed stays. Minus 12x squared and minus 4x squared is a minus 16x squared. Plus 24x and a plus 6x is plus 30x. And this doesn't combine with anything, so it's just minus 12. This would be my answer simplified. Okay, now lest you thought we're done, I've got to go back to this here and I got to do some erasing. Poof, let's see what we got here. If it'll let me. Mrs. LeBeau, if she didn't give it to you, would have these notes for you. When we do binomials times binomials under the same thing, under multiplying polynomials, if we are talking about a specific binomial times binomial thing, okay, in mathematics, you will see this come up quite frequently. Anytime they talk about this little acronym that's FOIL, FOIL, first, F-O-I-L, and that stands for first, as it is up here, and then outer, and then inner, and then last. And basically, that is just kind of a simplified way for you really, when you see binomials being multiplied together, really for you to be able to do those kind of quickly and really in your head. That's kind of our ultimate goal here. Because what you'll find is this. For example, as I look at this, I can just tell you that that's x squared minus 8x plus 15. Why? Because of this. This is kind of the pattern that you see here. First of all, your first term, it's called the first because you're multiplying the two first things together. X times x is x squared. That will not be able to combine with anything else, so it's going to stay. Okay, and then I'm going to skip right to the last one, just for fun. The last term is what you get when you multiply the two last things together, and that also will not combine with anything in the end. You're just going to get a plus 15. Now, what usually happens here, as long as these binomials play friendlily, is that the outer terms and the inner terms are going to be like terms and will be able to be combined. Let me show you what happens on that. So the outer terms are this and this. Okay, the x and the minus 3 gives you a minus 3x. And the inner terms, a negative 5 and an x gives me a negative 5x. Those are like terms and be combined to give me the minus 8x. And that is that whole thing simplified. And that's what FOIL does. It's kind of just an easy way, a mnemonic device to get you to be able to do it only with binomials. And we'll do easy binomials here for a while and then get a little more complex. So let's do a couple more of those and you'll see how this works. I'll do it fast and then do it slow. Let's say I have x plus 2 and then maybe x minus 8. Okay. Just quickly again, if you're doing FOIL, the two first terms, x times x is x squared. Okay, your middle term will come when you combine the outside and the inside. The outside is a minus 8x, and the inside is a plus 2x. You put those together, you get a minus 6x. And your FOIL, your last term, comes with what you get when you multiply the 2 times the negative 8, which is minus 16. That, ladies and gentlemen, is FOIL. Let's do another one. How about x minus 2 times x minus 2? The answer to that is going to be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Why is that the answer? Well, if we use FOIL, the two first terms, x times x, will give me x squared. The outside and the inside terms are going to be able to be combined, and for both of them, you actually get a minus 2x. Outside, inside, which gives you minus 4x. And then your last term, when you multiply the two negatives, is plus 4. X squared minus 4x plus 4. Let's see what else we have here. One more. How about x plus 6 times x plus 8? Doing it quickly. FOIL, the two first terms give you x squared. The toughest part about it is the outside plus the inside. 8x plus 6x is 14x, and 6 times 8 is 48. And there is the trinomial you get. Usually when you multiply two binomials together, you're going to get a trinomial like that. So hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, that helps you. Maybe, maybe not, but it is what it is. We can talk about it later in